What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Stand, where we are just getting in another draft yet again before the start of the NFL season. Had some exciting preseason ball. Well, I guess exciting. It was preseason football. I guess football on in general was the fact that it was exciting. But we are going to come in here, sneak into another draft. There is the Pomeranian Superflex still available halfway through. I want to go ahead and get into another draft in here. In the last one we did, we obviously had a later pick, decided to take more value in the other positions, and then get our quarterback in the third round. Unfortunately, that quarterback was just Kirk Cousins. Can he be strong enough just to anchor us through the season? We're not too sure. So at least in this draft, what I'm hoping to do or plan on doing is choosing a quarterback more in that first and second round. Honestly, I would have chosen a quarterback in the second round, but Jaden Daniels was who we were targeting, and he went just a pick before us. So, with the tier of quarterbacks that were kind of waiting or next in line, it just didn't seem smart to take those guys over the value. And like I said, still ended up with Kirk Cousins, and we will see who we end up here. We have the fifth pick, which means we actually get a stout quarterback, or are going to get a stout quarterback. I'm going to read in some of this breaking news. Scheduled to play a series on Friday. It's good to know Jalen. Anthony Richardson, scheduled to play Sunday. Shroud is going to be good. Kyler Murray, who should be good. Won't see preseason action. All right, they're going to keep him out. All right, this draft kicks off. We have the fifth pick here. Hoping maybe someone chooses Anthony Richardson over Lamar or Hurts, and we get one of them. Less likely, which means we'll more than likely have to choose between Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Kyler Murray. This is actually pretty hard here, only because Anthony Richardson, a lot of people love him. He could be the cheat code. However, he just has to stay healthy. And you have CJ Stroud right underneath, who you can essentially piece together any should produce. We're taking a chance here on Anthony Richardson. He does provide that rushing upside. Look at that, Kyler Murray going 6. Everyone's going over sure thing. I mean, Kyler Murray, of course, was in consideration there. Out of everyone, he kind of seems the one who, dual threat-wise, should thrive. We're 13 picks away. That's the only thing that really stinks about choosing here in the middle rounds is you really get stuck waiting on some guys. So we are 11 picks away. If Jaden Daniels could somehow fall to us, that would be awesome. We doubt he will make it. However, if he does, gladly we'll take him there. If he is not there, there's not really another quarterback that is just jumping off that I must have or need to have. So honestly, I would start hammering some of these onesie positions should Jaden Daniels not be there. Dak Prescott, kind of in consideration, just the fact that he will put up numbers. He goes right there at the end of the 11th, though. And I highly doubt, with this being 8 picks away, that Jaden Daniels would be there. But if not, we'll start taking some of these other positions, guys. It was Burrow, Brock Purdy. They go back to back in 12. Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's how he's starting. Purdy should be solid. Oh, there goes Jaden Daniels right at the beginning of the second round. We're 5 picks away. Right now, we're hoping that we can just go ahead and get our guys. In this format, I believe there's only 2 starting wide receivers that we need. Still want to get our stud guy if we can. So we're 2 picks away. Amon-Ra St. Brown would be amazing. I would take him over Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson just because. Listen, Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver. However, he has Sam Darnold throwing to him. And no thanks. I'll take a champion in Amon-Ra St. Brown though, who has the best schedule, or and also the fact that he will be playing inside a dome. So I believe he's going to be a surefire thing. Right now, we're hoping some quarterbacks will be able to fall to us later on. I mean, if we can anchor with Baker Mayfield, I'll feel somewhat confident. But we'll go ahead and see how the draft falls or which value is there. Bummer Jared Goff obviously is, wouldn't be there in that third round. I mean, if he was, I would gladly take him and pair him with Amon-Ra. We're 3 picks away. Jahmyr Gibbs goes. Just kind of looking at some of the value that is here. Look at that. There's Kyron Williams. There's Isaiah Pacheco. We do have our wide receiver champion, so technically we could hammer the running back position, knowing the fact that we just got to fill out one more spot later. And who I'm hoping at least there would be essentially like George Pickens, maybe Calvin Ridley. I mean, that would be a great number 2. Gonna go ahead here, get Kyron Williams though. I believe he's gonna be a great running back. I mean, I guess Jonathan Taylor would have been in consideration only with the fact that I did get Anthony Richardson, and if there is a stack to have, just similar if you have Lamar Jackson, more than likely, maybe take Derrick Henry. That's gonna be a great combo, great stack. So we're 13 picks away though. We missed our opportunity, Jonathan Taylor. That's perfectly fine. I have 0 Jonathan Taylor shares this season, and I'm okay with that. I'm more picking my guys. Obviously, Kyron Williams does have some question marks or some risk, but this is one of those drafts where, just like last year when you took Zach Charbonnet over to back up Kenneth Walker, just make sure to plan for Blake Corum, especially when you get to those running back picks where you don't really know who to take. You kind of lose out on those RB values or those starting running backs like Jerome Ford is gone. May have to choose him over Trey Benson, which is going to stink, but at least we know he is the true 2, and he provides value to our roster, just locking up that position. Looking up here, after Jonathan Taylor went, Marvin Harrison goes, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins. We're 9 picks away. Like I said, Baker would be a pretty decent QB2 that I would like, because here is where you're going to kind of need some guys to start being a little consistent. And there's not a lot. Cooper Kupp. Back to back. I mean, he knew he wasn't going to make it too. Cooper Kupp's ADP is rising, guys. I mean, heck, I was kind of off the board just with Puka there, but with the injury happening, with Cooper Kupp being all the way back, I mean, it could be his. It could be his again. And it's just Puka was a great placeholder, and he'll be great again. But right now, Cooper Kupp is healthy. So, in my redraft leagues, if I do decide to go a little bit more on some of these running backs, oh, there we go. Hey, we at least get Baker. This is just shoring up my quarterback position. There's some other guys there. I mean, obviously would have loved Mike Evans as a wide receiver too. We're 8 picks away. I'm actually hoping for Isaiah Pacheco right now. Oh, you know what? I have zero Malik Neighbor shares. He's kind of rising on me. I'm just seeing more film on him, and he is exciting. The thing too about Malik Neighbors is if we decide to go after him, there's a good chance that Daniel Jones will still be available later on. So that would be a great stack to have just in case Daniel Jones. I mean, Daniel Jones is going to produce some games, and he's going to do that by throwing to Malik Neighbors. So that is something to keep in the back of our minds. Devontae Adams had also been a good kind of choice or good pick that I've been going after. Oh, look, there goes Malik Neighbors right there. After Isaiah Pacheco, who we were targeting as well. Running back wise, Etienne's really the only next best one available. Jacobs dealing with that injury. James Cook, I mean, I don't know if he's going to get the red zone touchdown touches. Kenneth Walker, who has zero talks. Rashad White will be the same. A lot of hype on Joe Mixon. We're actually 2 picks away from Neighbors, Will Levis, Nico Collins. We're 2 picks. Here's the thing, too. Both of our guys have wide receivers in front of us. There goes Kelsey. We'll get one more. So we're actually going to have a choice between the two that we like and either Mike Evans or Devontae Adams. There goes Sam Laporta. We do get a choice here between Mike Evans or Devontae Adams. I love Devontae Adams. That would be my number one pick. However, the fact that we got Baker Mayfield, I'm going to go ahead and just get the stack here and get those touchdowns for this best ball draft. We do lose out, like I said, on Devontae, but I'm perfectly fine with Mike Evans. Thing there, too, with the tight ends, Travis Kelce would have been my pick. A little hesitant more on Sam Laporta this year, even Trey McBride, just with Marvin Harrison being there. So that's what kind of made me punt that position a little bit. The good thing is we still get a shot maybe at Mark Andrews. We're 10 picks away. He's within 7, so that one could be a little tough. Dalton Kincaid, though, is there. And what we should do, especially in this best ball format, is simply target Dawson Knox later and just shore up that tight end position. Nine picks away. Chris Olave. Let's see who this guy's going to go. He's already got 3 quarterbacks. Who does he have lined up? Nader, Dak Prescott, Jane Daniels, Deshaun Watson, and Bryce Young. So this guy's strategy, he's essentially just going to take quarterbacks away from everyone here in this draft. The only problem, he's not just playing against everyone here in the draft. He's playing against everyone else. So, yes, he is taking value away from other people, going to make them kind of draft a little bit different. But the good thing about that is that will, of course, leave some guys essentially open for us later on. So 7 picks away. There goes Devontae Adams. Man, in the 6. This guy's got a squad with the fact that he went Burrow, Brock Purdy, was able to come back, get Saquon Cooper Kupp, and in this turn it into Mark Andrews and Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams will definitely prove a lot of people wrong. This year, everyone loved Michael Pittman last year with Gardner Minshew throwing to him. Now Gardner Minshew is going to be throwing to Devontae Adams, who had Aiden O'Connell throwing to him, who actually did pretty decent later on in that year, or later on in the year. We are 2 picks away. The only one I really have queued up right now is Derek Carr, just for that quarterback, that sure quarterback value. We already have a stout running back, 2 wide receivers. We get Derek Carr here. And then that'll possibly leave, that'll still leave some other guys later. Derek Carr is going to sling it. Everyone else has question marks. Everyone else has a backup that they are working on. So in this draft, I'm just going to go ahead. We have 3 starting quarterbacks in this draft that all are going to provide value. Anthony Richardson is going to provide that dual threat value as long as he stays healthy. Baker Mayfield will be consistent. We luckily have Mike Evans to go ahead and shore him up. That's the only reason, honestly, we did go Mike Evans over Devontae Adams was because of the stack. But Derek Carr there, I mean, he's going to throw it. He's going to sling it. He also plays in a dome. So to me, I think having these 3 starting quarterbacks with all 3 different buys means we really don't have to target anyone else or take a shot on anyone else. I mean, later on in the value, we may see if like a Gardner Minshew is there, heck, Jacoby Brissett, who is the starter. But at least for right now, oh, hey, look, we're 3 picks away. Would love George Pickens as a wide receiver 3. Would love to take Calvin Ridley. I'll give a shot at Calvin Ridley. I actually have very little shares of Calvin Ridley. At least with George Pickens going before us, that does leave us to be able to take Calvin Ridley. And I think that's going to be the move. I think he has a great opportunity there in Tennessee, especially with the DeAndre Hopkins injury. A lot of hype, just like last year. So I think Calvin Ridley will be the pick here over Zay Flowers, over T. Higgins, wide receiver 2, over Terry McLaurin was in consideration. But I'll give a shot more at Calvin Ridley. Maybe one of the tight ends in Kyle Pitts and George Kittle. However, Jake Ferguson there. Evan Ingram's going to have the PPR just upside. So, maybe. Or if like George Kittle. Well, no, we're 11 picks away. He's literally within 1. That wouldn't happen. But now it's time to just go ahead and fill out this roster. I mean, if tight end is going to be the position where we'll have to go and just find the best value we can, that's perfectly fine. There's some guys we can take some chances on later. There is that tier, like I said, at least if we can anchor it, that'll be okay. But in this format now, we have our 2 starting wide receivers and we have our 1 flex in Calvin Ridley. We have our hero running back in Kyron Williams. And now it's time to start essentially filling out that position. Interesting here, Jake Ferguson that high. However, am looking for guys with upside. Alvin Kamara is very interesting to me. But one thing that I am going to do, even though Kamara may be there, I don't want to play the game on missing out on Keon Coleman. Man, this is tough. Because what is it? It's 8 picks away. Once I get that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 picks away. Hugh has Josh Allen. So, yeah, I have to honestly take Keon Coleman here. If I really want him, that would sure up my wide receiver position. And honestly, because looking at this roster, it won't make it past Hugh. Especially, look at that, Dalton Kincaid. That guy's a Buffalo guy. He's going the stack. Alvin Kamara even then goes before us, so we're going to go ahead and take the guy that we like, Keon Coleman. Hugh is probably pissed the fact that he's going to miss out on him. But look at that, guys. I'll take that wide receiver core for this best ball evening or best ball season. Interested to see who Hugh 14 will take. Evan Ingram, though, goes behind that over Jake Ferguson. I mean, like I said, Evan Ingram will be PPR. Throwing a couple more touchdowns, Evan Ingram is going to shine. There goes Jake Ferguson. There goes Ramondre Stevenson. There goes James Conner. Our number one pick, who we're hoping is here, is Zamir White. Should Zamir White not be there, I want someone with upside like Raheem Mostert. Who else kind of looking here? Jonathan Brooks will be great when he comes back. Devin Singletary would be an interesting pick for me here, only on the fact that Tyrone Tracy is essentially free later on. Oh, hey, look, we're actually on the clock. And great. The one player I was hoping would be able to fall to us is there. We already have our wide receiver champion, but now we are getting Zeus himself in Zamir White. I'll take that. I'm feeling a little bit more confident in this draft. And in this draft, we had the fifth pick and decided to go with our quarterback champion here first. Obviously, would have loved Lamar Jackson. I mean, truth be told, after looking at all the three that essentially went after, when you have the consideration of Anthony Richardson, Kyler Murray, C.J. Stroud, Dak Prescott, Richardson does provide the most upside, but the injury concern, as long as he's healthy, I mean, he of course could shine. So we have our risk there. We were lucky that Baker was able to fall to us because at least he is somewhat consistent. However, Will Levis would have been in consideration. I think we have some decent quarterbacks to anchor this year, and right now it's just filling out all these other spots. We're 9 picks away, 8 picks away. We just queued up Njoku, but then of course he goes right there. Tight end will be our lightest position. Of course, T.J. Hawkinson is going to be out for the start of the season. Yeah, you know what Hunter Henry's going to grab? He's going to grab touchdowns. That's what Hunter Henry's going to grab. Careful with the Ben Sinnott trap, guys. Just keep an eye on that. Apparently, wild card Zach Ertz. Could be there. And he does have history with Cliff Kingsbury, so that could be a very late round sneaky pick. Week 1 pick. Speaking of picks, we're actually 3 picks away. With us already having 4 wide receivers there, we have our starting running backs. I mean, no one really in the tight end world is pushing, especially in ADP as well, that we should be clamoring or fighting for. So, to me, Raheem Mostert would be the pick here. I mean, if we needed another QB, maybe Gardner Minshew. But I'll take Raheem Mostert over Jonathan Brooks right now. Just like I said, Raheem Mostert could provide just that touchdown upside from, especially, at the beginning of the season rather than having to wait on Jonathan Brooks. In a Carolina offense where, yes, having a starting running back will be great, will be awesome. However, we also have to take offenses into consideration. So I went ahead. I took running back there. We were 6 picks away, hoping Brian Robinson would have been there. I would have loved to anchor this team with Brian Robinson. Honestly, right now though, the pick that is coming to mind that I should take here, just to be smart, which I encourage everyone to do when drafting, especially in best ball. If this is redraft, I may not take him. I may take a shot on someone else I like, and maybe a Trey Benson or a Jerome Ford. However, since we do have Kyron Williams, who does have somewhat of an injury history, the smart decision will be to take Blake Corum here and essentially shores up that LA backfield. And what we're hoping, because we don't really have another wide receiver that we need to step up on. Oh my God. Okay. This is hard because Blake Corum is there, but Jonathan Brooks is also there. And I don't want to be stupid. Yeah, we're taking Jonathan Brooks there. Whoever left that value. Okay, so here's another rule of thumb, guys. Shore up your backfields, but take the value when it's there. Yeah, I'll take Jonathan Brooks. We're 13 picks away. Blake Corum more than likely will not fall to us. Another running back may fall to us. Dalton Schultz may fall to us. So honestly, who I have queued up is I'm kind of hoping would be there. There's not another wide receiver I'm necessarily chasing. Tyler Lockett could provide some value because nothing's necessarily changed. Adonai Mitchell is raising up in ADP or in value just because of the Josh Downs injury. Was Jerry Jeudy already hurt too? Not practicing Thursday. There's just no other wide receiver really clamoring for, or that I feel you have to fight for. There's some exciting rookies later on. Three catches, 14 yards. Okay. Means 4.4 points, but in the first quarter, he had 4.4 points in the first quarter. All right. Polk is on the radar, guys. He is at least on our radar, on my radar. Ricky Pearsall is on the radar. However, Ricky Pearsall just needs to stay healthy and not continue to have injuries like that shoulder injury he has been dealing with or that has been coming up. So there are some young guys later on that we can shore our roster with. Running backs going off. Look at Rico Dowdle, obviously going up a little bit more. Hey, 6 picks away. Should Blake Corum still be there? The smash play would be Blake Corum just to shore up. I mean, it'd be smart. Even though we do need a tight end. Like I said, there's some of these other ones that we can take a chance on. Cole Kmet could have great rapport with a rookie quarterback. You know, kind of be that safety blanket. There goes Blake Corum right there. We miss out on him. So, no chance, no deal. We're 2 picks away, though. And honestly, this is actually difficult because, yes, we do need Dalton Schultz. Like I said, you know, possibly Cole Kmet later. You can, you know, do the Kate Otten since we have Baker Mayfield. So right here, I'm actually thinking about taking one of these running backs, and it's either Jerome Ford or Trey Benson. I'm more than likely going to go Jerome Ford. We've been drafting a lot of Trey Benson, just believing that he is going to be the guy to take over. Jerome Ford right now, though, is the guy in that backfield. So until Nick Chubb returns and until Deontay Foreman essentially comes back, I'll go ahead and go Jerome Ford there and bypass Trey Benson unless he possibly falls to us next. So we will see. Interesting, Nick Chubb did go 2 picks after us. Should see the write-up on him. 5 picks away. Honestly, the only one that can throw a wrench in a Dalton Schultz pick would be I guess one if he does end up going, which I'm hoping he doesn't. Everyone in front of us already has a tight end. There goes Trey Benson, so we don't have to make that tough decision there. Everyone has a tight end. You're hoping they don't get a backup. Hugh could, though. He's got a lot of depth. Maybe he'll go QB here just to... He goes Shakir. Myers, we're 2 picks away. Hoping Dalton Schultz could be there. If not, no one really is jumping off my board. Don't want to take TJ Hawkinson just because he's not going to start the season. And then if he's, of course, even going to provide value. Gladly take Dalton Schultz, re-sign that 3-year deal, follow the money, and he'll be our starting tight end. We're going to try and get some other younger guys to fill in that position as well. I don't really want to go back-to-back picks on tight ends, but Cole Kmet, like I said, could provide some value, could provide some of those splash big games. Cade Otton also in consideration, just the fact that we do have Baker Mayfield and essentially just get that stack. Yeah, with the Mike Evans. And yeah, we're either going to get the Mike Evans touchdowns or the Cade Otton touchdowns. We are 10 picks away, though, which means there is a good chance that we miss out on Cole Kmet. However, just looking here, that if we do miss out on Cole Kmet, we may have a shot at Jalen Polk if he is still there. I mean, maybe you could take Darnell Mooney as the wide receiver too, or essentially just start getting get the other tight end, which would be Cade Otton. And then, of course, the third tight end would be someone like a Theo Johnson or a Zach Ertz. There goes Cole Kmet. Miss out on him. So right now, with us being 7 picks away, we are hoping for Jalen Polk. Jalen Polk is the pick. Gonna look at the guys after me, though, just to see their tight end situations. All right, everyone does have theirs. 2, 1, mostly 1. So there's a good chance I do miss out on Cade Otton. Oh, look, there goes Darnell Mooney and Jalen Polk. So we don't have to make that decision, that tough decision. Gabe Davis, 2 picks away here. Honestly, Cade Otton's the only one that provides us a little bit more value. Jacoby Brissett, who is the starting QB. But I'm going to go ahead just take Cade Otton. We already have 3 QBs, so no need to, especially since we do need to shore up that backup position, no need to kind of jump on Brissett. However, we are 6 picks away, and he is within 6 picks. So should someone sleep? Maybe Hugh. He only has 2 quarterbacks, though. More than likely, he'll take 2 here. If he had to take a chance, let me see. Did Drake May already go? Yeah, Drake May already went. If he already has Will Levis. Yeah, so he'll probably go Jacoby Brissett here. Taysom Hill is listed as a QB in Underdog Fantasy, only as a QB. Talks of him having a goal line role, which means he's going to sneak in points. And if you really need someone to kind of just fill in a bye week, possibly, he could be the guy. Joe Milton, 4.6. Wow, really 5 rushes too? That's exciting. Milton could be exciting if he gets a job. So looking here, quarterback wise, yeah, Jacoby Brissett really the only one providing us the most amount of value, even though Drake May did go. I mean, I'll take Joe Milton. I think Jacoby Brissett and Joe Milton would more than likely be the pick. Michael Wilson right after that. He has Drake May. Maybe he was hoping for Brissett, but no, he made that Michael Wilson pick pretty quick. We are 11 picks away. Right now, we have 4 QBs on the roster, 5 running backs, 4 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. We're looking for at least maybe one more running back to shore up this roster, 2 more wide receivers. Tight end wise, we already have 2 with different buys. Gonna have probably get Zach Ertz or Theo Johnson in the later picks as just free picks. So gonna see here though. We'll look at some wide receivers, see which ones are available that we may like. Rashad Bateman does pop out. Jalen McMillan being another Tampa Bay wide receiver. Oh, there was hope, Jalen Hyatt. What happened? Yeah, the running back value is definitely shoring up. So Josh Downs, not Josh Downs was 4 to 6 weeks, but on a roster where we already have some guys to shore up that position, like he could be decent, maybe going back. Well, we miss out on Josh Downs anyways. That's okay. Purely the value there was what we were looking at. Looking here, really, Rashad Bateman, he practically exit downplayed. A lot of great talks about Rashad Bateman. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take him here. Jalen McMillan is the other wide receiver that we like as well. However, there's not really any other wide receivers that I like. And Rashad Bateman he has a more name value right now than Jalen McMillan. I'm hoping Jalen McMillan will be there still in this next pick for us in 7. We're 6 picks away and he's within like 13, so it's purely if he can sneak by. Troy Franklin was there. Let me see. I don't think Detroit or Denver hasn't played yet. Taysom Hill goes. Is it Jermaine Burton or Jeremiah Burton? Jermaine Burton. We are 3 picks away. Still hoping Jalen McMillan is there. Quentin Johnson, I saw. Very funny. I didn't never mean to hate on a player, but apparently there were big plans for Quentin Johnson. And oh, look, there goes McMillan. We miss out. And we'll see. Hope if he's even going to be on that roster. Troy Franklin, to me, is someone who provides the most amount of value of these wide receivers still left. Actually, I'll go Marvin Mims. I have 0 Marvin Mims. This is purely seeing. I believe this will be a second year. To see if he'll take that sophomore jump. Malachi Corley, let me see. Who does he? He doesn't have. No, he doesn't. Wow, look at that. So, Justin Jefferson and then Jaden Reed, who's in a 4-headed monster. Jordan Addison, wide receiver 2. Josh Palmer, wide receiver 2. Michael Wilson, wide receiver 2. Malachi Corley, wide receiver 2. We're 9 picks away. Let me see how many got. We have 3. So yes, 9 picks away, and then we also have 3 more rounds and picks to choose. So within 8, I mean, we really don't need another backup. Another QB. Honestly, could take a flyer on Michael Penix just with the fact that something could possibly happen to Kirk Cousins again this year. You never wish that on a player, but he just provides, of course, that upside should he be the starter. Joe Milton for us would be another one that we would queue up simply because we have Jacoby Brissett, and I think on the depth chart right now, Joe Milton is number 2. So if anything, we just back that up, and it looks like Milton will provide that rushing upside. So that could be exciting. I'm actually going to go in and star him just to make sure I keep him on this roster. Because I don't even know who's Indianapolis is. Indianapolis? Who is Indy's backup? It's not even listed on here. There goes Troy Franklin, so we miss out on that wide receiver. That's okay. We already had 6. Kyle Trask, interesting just because will be the backup. Or named starter. Named starter for preseason over. So, yeah, I mean, he for sure will be the backup. That just makes sure we take care of Baker Mayfield, essentially. And honestly, that, man, that'd be smart. Hey, it's actually our pick. And looking here, Michael Penix, scrolling down, who else could provide some value possibly? With us honestly just choosing kind of the backup quarterbacks in this slot, would love Michael Penix. Obviously, I don't think, since with us not having Kirk Cousins, to this squad, he doesn't provide that extra safe value, which is the only reason we are there. Oh, looking at the tight ends. Obviously, we took Jack Ertz. Jelani Woods, is he the starter? I don't think he'll be great in fantasy, but just, with him being an Indy there and being Anthony Richardson's tight end, that could provide value, just stack-wise. Not necessarily on a consistent weekly basis, but he'll at least be able to get you a couple of touchdowns. And just scrolling down here, there is no one. Like I said, Joe Milton is the only one that kind of provides any type of value to us. Deontay Foreman, at this point, I mean, honestly, it's just shoring up. Who has Kirk? Fine. I'll take Michael Penix here. Even though would have been better to take either Milton or Trask, only because, I mean, honestly, with these last 2 picks, there's no one that provides us the value we essentially need. I guess there's one more running back we could take to add to the roster. However, looking here, Alexander Madison provides the value. Yeah, we're only 1 pick away. So, if Alexander Madison is there, I'll take Alexander Madison just because we have Zimmer White. And then that at least locks up one running back, since we did bypass Blake Corum to take Jonathan Brooks. Just liked, obviously, the upside of Brooks a little bit more than Blake Corum. Kind of sitting waiting when we all know that Kyron Williams will be the guy and is the guy until further notice. So with this being 9 picks away, really the only one that does provide maximum amount of value is Alexander Madison on the running back side. If he is not there, I will be taking a backup quarterback to shore up one of those key positions, just by some chance everyone gets hurt. And right now, the two quarterbacks I have queued up are Joe Milton in New England, who, yes, Drake May is there. Jacoby Brissett is there, technically the starter. We have Brissett. I believe Joe Milton is number 2 on the depth chart. I don't know. Maybe he's number 3. He didn't come in until quarter 3, so he could be further along. But Joe Milton does provide a lot of upside with that rushing attack. Kyle Trask, of course, will back up Baker Mayfield. We have a lot of Buccaneers on our squad, at least in Mike Evans and Cade Otton. So that's something that we can shore up and make sure. And in fact, is it more of a guarantee thing of getting that backup in Trask rather than Milton, just in case they decide they rather invest in their first round pick rather than a later round day 2, 3 guy. We're 4 picks away, though, from our final pick. I really do appreciate you guys following along. And again, two picks away. Alexander Madison within 3. One pick away. Will Shipley and Alexander Madison is there. I mean, it makes sense to have them. We already have 4 starting quarterbacks on our squad with an exciting 5th one. We don't necessarily have to shore that backup, so just for this team to keep it balanced, make sure that we take care of our squad, our guys. Alexander Madison will be our last pick in this draft, and we got another Superflex draft down, guys. Awesome. We were able to do a few different strategies on Wednesday, implement one yesterday where we essentially waited for the quarterback position until round 3. So we got our wide receiver champion and then our running back champion, which I believe was Breece Hall. We had the choice there of I think having CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown on the same squad, which would have been insane. But decided to go Breece Hall with the fact that there are only 2 starting wide receiver spots you have to fill out. So with that, I went ahead and got my two champions. So in this draft, we went with our quarterback first. We had the 5th round pick. It was really tough because you had that choice between Anthony Richardson, C.J. Stroud, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, who you essentially have to take your chance on. You have 2 veterans later on down the list and 2 rookies or 2 sophomores coming off great rookie seasons. Anthony Richardson, of course, got hurt, so he didn't essentially get to finish his, but we'll take a quick look at the squad. Projected to do 3,000. This last one we did was only about 2,700. Of course, when we did wait on that one, but with this one going more quarterback, getting our quarterback champion, we actually got into the 3,000 projected, which I'll take all any draft, any day, any draft. So we'll recap. Quarterback wise, like I said, went Anthony Richardson there. Our backups are Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Jacoby Brissett, Michael Penix, just to have that upside should anything happen. In our running backs, we have Kyron Williams, Zamir White, Raheem Mostert, Jonathan Brooks, which honestly, that would have been Blake Corum to shore up our LA spot, but with Brooks falling, we couldn't pass up that value there. Jerome Ford ended up being there again, and then Alexander Madison as our last pick to shore up Zamir White. At least we got one backfield locked up. Wide receiver-wise, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mike Evans as our 2 starters. Calvin Ridley possibly our flex position. And then Keon Coleman, who will be a star, I feel, there as Josh Allen's number 1 in Buffalo. Great coaching chatter of Rashad Bateman, Marvin Mims. Maybe you can take that second-year jump. And then, of course, in tight ends, we punted that position, waited, and luckily to us, Dalton Schultz, at least, who is kind of the last tight end at that tier that you kind of want to wait on and hopefully take and hope will be there, was there. So we got Dalton Schultz, got Kate Otten, with us having Baker Mayfield on the team, and then taking Zach Ertz, who I think Ben Sinnott just maybe struggling a little bit. Zach Ertz has that history with Cliff Kingsbury, so we believe, I believe, he will at least provide a lot of value this season. So appreciate it again, guys. This was another Friday. Another week closer to the start of the regular season. We got more preseason football, I believe, today and tomorrow. So I'm just excited. We'll be back in on Monday for another draft. If this Pomeranian Superflex is still here on Monday, we'll probably hop in on this. And of course, just so it's a strategy, obviously took our quarterback champion here in the first round. The first one, we punted it till the third. Maybe, depending on draft position, see if we can punt that quarterback position until the second round, just to be able to get either our running back champion or wide receiver champion there early on. So I think we may need a later on pick. We'll definitely see, though, if as we try it on Monday. But you guys have a good weekend. Appreciate you following along, and we'll see you again next week. Later, guys. Bye.